Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've decided that 2024 is going to be a year of trying new things or bringing back old things, and I've been wanting to bring back YouTube videos for a while. Now, as you can probably see, if you know me, I am back in Toronto. I spent most of the winter holidays down in Texas, but I am back now, and what better to try starting new things in a new environment so I can get my schedule set right. Hopefully, I will start posting YouTube videos more regularly. Maybe not every week, maybe every month. I'm not entirely sure. I definitely wanted to try some longer form content, so here we go. So today's the next day, but yesterday was a major travel day where I traveled from Texas back to Toronto, and it wasn't super eventful, but I guess the whole thing was. My original flight back home got canceled because Texas froze over. So, yeah, come fly home with me. We started off with 95% phone battery. I am also going to be keeping track of my phone battery throughout this video because I just got an iPhone 15 and wanted to see how my battery would do during a very long travel day. I got through security with absolutely no problem at all and decided to stop and get some Starbucks. Today's order was an iced peppermint mocha, which is one of my 3 go-to menu items at Starbucks. After grabbing my coffee, I went to go find a seat by my gate. I felt self-conscious filming in front of a lot of people, so instead I went and sat in a neighboring gate where the flight wasn't leaving until a couple hours after mine. First little battery check-in here. We are still at 95% after getting through security, grabbing coffee, and the drive up to the airport. So as I was sitting here, I realized how much of a nerd I looked. In my clear backpack, I had my GameCube controller for Melee and my D&D dice, just visible for the world to see. So any shot that wasn't taken of my phone was taken on my iPhone 15. Since I had time before my plane boarded, I decided to edit my video and export it so it could be posted today. I then uploaded it to Instagram and TikTok so I could save them as drafts and post them when I land. I know I just did a lot on my phone, but quick battery update, 86%. Since I did get a new phone, I didn't download any of my Spotify playlists, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now as well. And then it was time to board my flight to Houston, where I have a layover and then my flight to Toronto. I hate putting stuff in overhead bins, so I'm lucky enough for my bags to be small enough to fit under the seat in front of me. Full flight today, but luckily I have a window seat. Little battery check before I go and take way too many videos of the plane moving and taking off that will probably not make the cut even. Quick little post-flight battery check-in. We are at 54% after shooting all of the videos that probably did not make the cut. Now that I've landed in Houston, it is time to book it to my next gate. I'm not late by any means, and I do have an hour layover, but I need to walk from one terminal to another. And just like any airport dad, I like to know my gate exists first before I can relax and do whatever I need to do. I didn't have enough time to grab any food, so I just sat around for a bit until it was time to board. The next flight from Houston to Toronto wasn't as busy as my first one. In fact, the middle seat was open the entire flight, which was awesome. I'd say this plane is on the slightly older side, and I just thought that the built-in TV was pretty cool. So here is a quick pre-flight battery check. We are at 46%. After I think it was the Alaskan Airlines flight where the door blew off, I noticed that on both of my flights they made sure to point out these safety cards and safety procedures a lot more frequently than in my prior flying experience. As we were waiting to depart, I realized that my window shade was broken. Not in like a dangerous way, but I just couldn't pull it up or down, which wasn't too bad except for when I wanted to sleep. I had been awake since 2 p.m. the prior day, which was a fairly long time. I kind of regretted my nap though. I don't know if it was the nap that did it or just sitting in the chair, but my body hurt. Here's a little bit of a closer look at the broken window. It was obviously broken and it was supposed to be on the inside of this piece here, just like on the other side here, but it wasn't, and so it just couldn't pull down. Not a safety hazard though, so I wasn't too worried. I did let someone know when I left, but it was nothing to worry about at all. Since I had a little bit of a longer second flight, I ended up listening to some Spotify. This is just a random playlist, but I was playing around with the dynamic island, which is one of the reasons why I got the iPhone 15. I was looking at the iPhone 14 Pro, but what really sold me on the iPhone 15 was the USB-C. So I know it's a little bit hard to see, but we were at 45% battery. I know Texas was cold before I left, like not super cold, but like Texas cold, but it was a little bit of a shock to come back home to snow. Luckily, it's not super cold, but I did actually kind of miss it. I do like snow in winter, but I just don't like when it thaws and becomes slush. But yeah, I am now officially home and back in Toronto. Kind of excited to be home, but very sad that I left. I ended up getting through customs super easily and really fast. If you're thinking about coming to Canada, there is a super easy app that will get you through like a fast lane. It's called ArriveCan, and pretty much you fill out your like declaration beforehand and you can pretty much walk right through. There's also another app that will help when you want to leave Canada and or go back to the US. It's called MPC, or Mobile Passport Control. Anyways, I grabbed my bag and then it's time to go wait for my mom to come pick me up. While I was waiting, I decided to do another little battery check. We are at 39%. And this is without me charging my phone at all the entire day. After speed walking through the airport, I got really hot, so I decided to go outside and wait instead. Luckily, it was a pretty mild day, but it was lightly snowing, so I went and tried to capture some of the snowflakes that landed on me with my camera. Not our car for privacy protection, but my mom came and picked me up, and then together we drove over to my uncle's place because he lives in the area, and I got to take a closer look at snow from the comfort of a warm house. And I know I'm not home yet, but let's do one last battery check. We're at 32%. Hey guys, I just finished editing the video. Thank you for making it this far if you have. I will say I did make a note of it earlier in the video, but everything was shot on my iPhone 15 unless it was an actual shot of my 15 when doing battery checks, which is shot on my iPhone XR, which I have since handed down to my dad. Also, this video prior to editing was 43 minutes long with all of the takeoff and landing shots, which I ended up cutting out most of, as you can see. I mentioned in one of my TikTok videos a little while ago, but I edit all of my videos in Premiere Rush on either my phone or my iPad, and in this case, this entire video was filmed and edited on my phone.